Time in YouTube, and welcome back to Theme Deck Corner. Today we are looking over the Bright Tide theme deck featuring Primarina, our final deck from the Sun and Moon expansion, and I'm pretty hyped to see if this one can turn out just as well as the other two have. If you guys haven't watched Decidueye or Incineroar's decks, please do so. They are fantastic decks, and I highly recommend checking out those episodes to see if you guys want to pick them up yourselves. But for today, we are going to be looking over Primarina. We have 150 HP Water-type Stage 2 Pokemon in front of us with Disarming Voice and Sparkling Aria. Disarming Voice is going to cost you 1 Water, 1 Colorless. It's going to do 30 damage, but you do get to confuse your opponent, so not too bad there. And you also have Sparkling Aria, 2 Water, 1 Colorless. You're going to do 100 damage. Now, in my opinion... Oh, and you also get to heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Now, in my opinion, as much as I hate to say it, I think Primarina might be my most underwhelming starter of the three, but the deck doesn't seem to be too bad. It does have a few good support Pokemon that we'll get to in a moment, but I think as a whole, Primarina, it's not as bulky as Incineroar. It just doesn't have the same feel as Decidueye either. We'll definitely see how it goes, but it is definitely, at the moment, before going over everything, definitely my least favorite starter in terms of the cards. Don't get me wrong. But let's get a quick look at the deck. We're going to start off with Herdier, our 90 HP Puppy, Stage 1 with Treasure Hunt. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put an item card from your discard pile back into your hand. That's cool in a way. It also has Bite for 3 colorless energy, 50 damage. We're not really going to be using that because it's just not worth using 3 energy for. It does let us get our cards like our energy retrieval and all those kind of things back, which we'll get to in a moment. But the overall damage output for Herdier is not very good. It's obviously just meant for Treasure Hunt. Next up we have Spearow, who is definitely a filler card here. Spearow, 60 HP colorless, Peck Bugs, 1 colorless energy, 10 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Grass type, this attack does 30 more damage. So he's going to hurt those Grass type Pokemon, but overall it's not going to do much. Next up is one of our good Pokemon, Lantern, but unfortunately it looks like they've only put one of them in the deck. Lantern is definitely going to be one of our bigger hitters. Stage 1, 110 HP, it's a lightning Pokemon with Confuse Ray for 1 colorless energy. You get to confuse your opponent, obviously. But the big one here is Aqua Spark. For 1 lightning energy, 2 colorless, you get to do 60 damage, but if you've attached a water energy to Lantern, you're going to do another 60 damage. So you're going to do 120 damage at no penalty. That is a very good attack. Lantern's a very good card for this format. I'm a little disheartened that they only put one of these in the deck, but we'll see a few of the other Pokemon in just a moment. Next up is Togedemaru, 70 HP Lightning type Pokemon. He is a basic with Defense Curl, 1 colorless energy, flip a coin if heads that prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks during your opponent's next turn. It's good for a Protect. It's good to keep the opportunity to get a stalled turn, but unfortunately it isn't a coin flip, and as everybody knows, I am terrible at coin flips, so the likelihood of me actually getting to use this ability is not going to work. On top of this, we have Discharge, 1 lightning energy. It's going to do 30 times, however, we do have to discard all lightning energy attached to this Pokemon. So he's literally like a big bomb. If we've attached 3 energies to this Pokemon, we have the potential to do 90 damage. If we've put 4 energies onto this, we can get 120 damage. So Togedemaru can do damage, but you really don't want to waste all that energy onto it, especially because you're going to have to lose it all after 1 turn. Next up is Corsola, 80 HP colorless water-type Pokemon, basic, with Call for Family, which is a very, very good attack. It does let us get 2 basic Pokemon from our deck and just drop them onto our bench. And it only costs you 1 colorless energy. It also has Surf for 1 water, 2 colors for 60 damage, but we're primarily going to be looking at Call for Family to get the Poplios and the Chinchows and a few other guys to go. Next up is Golduck, 90 HP water-type Pokemon, Stage 1 with Scratch, 1 colorless energy, 20 damage, or Double Jet, 1 water energy, discard up to 2 water energies, discard up to 2 water energy cards from your hand. This attack does 60 damage times the number of water energies discarded. So not only do you need an energy attached to Golduck to use this attack, but you need 2 water energies in the back to use damage. So I really find Golduck not to be too strong. We'll see how it goes, obviously. We might have to use it, depending on situations, but overall, I don't find this card to be too appealing to me. Next up, we have the Cloyster, 120 HP Water-type Pokemon, Stage 1, with Headlock, 1 water, 1 colorless, it's going to do 30 damage. You get to flip a coin. Now, there's 2 positives to this. If you flip heads, you're going to do 30 damage, and if you flip tails, you're going to paralyze. So, win-win regardless. Sometimes you want the paralysis, sometimes you want the damage. It'll determine on what the coin flip says, but Cloyster's got a very solid first attack. It also has Guard Press for 2 water energy, 1 colorless. It's going to do 80 damage. During your opponent's next turn, any damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 20. So, not only do you get some massive damage off, but you can reduce your own intake as well. So, Cloyster is pretty solid. But again, we only have one. They really fit this deck with a lot of Pokemon, and there's going to be some issues, I think, with this one, in my opinion. Finally, for our Pokemon, we have Wingull, 60 HP. It has Roost. Heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. It can't retreat during your next turn. This card is absolutely filler. You cannot do damage. You can't do anything. He's got 60 HP. And even in most Theme Deck format matches, you're going to be taking 60. So, Roost and Wingull, don't waste your time with this card. If you have the ability to get rid of this card, do it! Now, going into our item cards, we are going to start with the Energy Retrieval. Put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. One item they are missing in this one, and I don't know why they excluded it, is the Big Malasada. That Big Malasada may only heal 20, but that special conditions can keep you out of losing a turn. We've seen it previously in the previous 2 episodes where Big Malasada has come in clutch. We've taken a knockout, or we've taken a turn advantage by using it, and for whatever reason, they've excluded it from this deck to add Wingull or to add Spearow. I don't know why they did it, but this deck particularly did not get Big Malasada. It's kind of a miss on this one. We do have 2 Nest Balls to deck for a basic Pokemon. Put them onto your bench. Fantastic item card. Very nice to have this. Again, it only hits basics, so we're not going to be able to hit too many offensive threats, but that's what this guy here for is. Timer Ball, flip 2 coins. If heads on either one of those flips, you'll be able to gain a Pokemon from those flips. So, 2 coin tosses, 2 heads, 2 Pokemon. 2 coin tosses, 2 tails, no Pokemon. Obviously, 1 and 1, you're going to get 1 Pokemon. This is a fantastic item card as well. Sun and Moon has done a fantastic job of setting these theme decks up with good item cards, in my opinion. We also have the Potion, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. They gave us 2 potions. I wish they, again, stated that they only gave us 1 and the Big Malasada. We'll see how that works out. We do have the Golden Ball, though, in case we do run into an issue. Discard 2 cards. From your hand, you may draw whatever Pokemon you want that's still in the deck. Ultra Ball is always going to be a fantastic item card, and I'm really glad they're starting to put them in these decks. We have 2 How, draw 3 cards. This is the Tyranno replacement for Sun and Moon. Next up, we have the Lily. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, you can draw up to 8 cards, which is a very, very good supporter for turn 1. But it's very rare that you get it, especially since there's only 1 of them in the deck. And our final supporter is going to be Professor Kukui, who's got a very interesting tech to him. You get to draw 2 cards, and you get to do 20 additional damage with your active Pokemon. Very good supporter for theme decks, because it does boost that damage a little bit to maybe get that one-shot potential, or it gets you those additional cards when you need it to get yourself into a one-shot potential, or even into a competitive state, period. Lastly, we have 8 Lightning Energy and 12 Water Energy. And as you guys have heard me say in the previous 2 episodes, these energies are absolutely gorgeous. I think these are some of the best designs that they've done. Again, personal opinion, that is all it is. I know some of you are going to probably hate or disagree with me entirely. Some of you like the base set, some of you like the X and Y, some of you probably like another featured one out there, but as a base energy goes, I really like the shine and the clean aspect of this. But with that, like I said, at the start of this deck, I don't have as much hopes for this. It has some really good Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Lantern and Cloyster are both fantastic Pokemon. But with that being said, we don't have the luxury of getting specific cards like all the time, and the loss of Big Malasada might hurt us in this episode. I don't know, we'll wait and see. as that comes. But as always, we have 2 matches coming your way. Can we win? Can we lose? Will we be able to handle Mental Might like the other 2 decks have? Again, spoilers, I apologize for that. But let's see what Primarina and Bright Tide can do on Pokemon TCG Online. And our first match for Bright Tide is here. We are playing against the Greninja deck from Breakpoint. That's the one, Breakpoint. I missed my opponent's name too. We are doing all sorts of fantastic things here by missing everything. We do have to wait for our opponent to load in, which is unfortunate, but here's the coin toss. We're playing Etienne 789. And we're going to win the coin toss. We are going to go first here, which is very, very clutch, because I don't know if we're going to be able to even do enough damage to this thing. We're going to be able to put up the good old Corsola in the front. And I am going to drop the Lillipup. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to... unfortunately, here's a problem of Corsola in the fact that we can't attack, so its ability doesn't go off turn 1 for us. We're going to actually be a full turn behind if we're going to try and set up Popplio. And we are playing against a grass deck after all, so this is also going to hurt us. So I'm going to drop a Water Energy down, and I am going to go for a How, hoping to get a Popplio. We do get 2 Popplios, so there is that. We'll be trying to set them up as of this turn, or like this next turn or 2. But I have to pass. It is turn 1 after all. Our opponent can only go for a tackle, so it'll only do 20 damage. But again, 20 damage right now is a lot of damage. We're going to see our opponent's own Corsola and a Fighting Fury Belt going onto that Corsola. So it's going to be very thick. We're going to see tackle come through, and it's going to do 20 damage to Corsola. So we're going to get a nice attack off. I don't really want to use my Professor Kukui at the moment. I actually am going to opt to go for the potion. Just heal off the Corsola a little bit. I'm going to evolve my Popplio into Brionne. I do not want to evolve Herdier just yet because its only good tactic is to get that... whatchamacallit off. The treasure hunt. So we are going to grab a Chinchou and a Shellder. We have all the good attackers now. All the good Pokemon are here. Yes, Corsola can now go down, but unfortunately, it's just not going to do too much. Bayleaf is out. Body Slam and Vine Whip. We're going to see the good old Vine Whip come through, and it's going to do 60 damage, so I'm kind of glad I did get that potion off. But sadly, without any energies right now, we are just kind of running for nothing. We are going to get a Wingull and another Energy Retrieval, but this is our first time in the Pokemon Sun and Moon block that we're actually in a bind. Like, we have nothing we can play. Like, I can play Herdier, and again, it'll only get us that potion, which is not going to save us here. I have no energies, I've got nothing. I can't go for a Call for Family because the bench is full, which means I can't just draw those Pokemon anymore. So unfortunately, our good old opponent, the Bayleaf, is going to hurt our dreams here and take out our Corsola. I'm actually going to opt to put up the... Do I put up my weaker... I'm just going to put up the Popplio. These guys here do have the opportunity to get additional cards, and I'm just going to draw another Popplio. So unfortunately, I'm not in a very good position at all. I'm going to go for the Energy Retrieval and get that Water Energy for Brionne. But again, at this point, we are really hurting here. We're going to be taking as much time as we can. I'm actually going to opt to put up the Wingull so that next turn I can just sacrifice it. And that is unfortunately all I can do. Popplio is going to go down here. I am going to be taking a lot of damage, a lot of unnecessary damage. Actually, I'll be living on 10. I'll live on 10 thanks to Popplio's extremely high HP. We do see the Froakie make the field on our opponent's side. The Grass and Water combo is very strong. I don't like the Electric combo. It just doesn't do... It can't cover the same thing. If you're going up against a Water deck, it's just not going to cover it. Unfortunately, we don't have the right energy here. We're going to have to attach to Chinchou instead. I'm looking for a Water Energy, and I don't have a Primarina anyway. So at this moment in time, we're still just going to have to waste this poor Popplio Our opponent is going to be at a 2-prize advantage, which is, again, I think the first time since we started Sun and Moon theme decks. I apologize for that. The first time since doing Sun and Moon theme decks that we've actually been in a negative state, like we're in this bad of a loss. And again, I'm just going to pop up the good old Wingull. It is resistant to the grass. Well, not resistant, but it's going to take neutral. And there we go. We do finally get a water energy. We can finally take a turn here to get some stuff. But we do not have anything we can go for here. And unfortunately, Herdier only gets us an item card. It does not get us a trainer card in particular. So Wingull is going to have to take a turn or two. Hopefully we can get something here. A timer ball would be fantastic because we could get the Lantern and the Primarina. I do have the Herdier in back already. The good old Corsola is already almost ready to go for Power Gems. We're in a bad position for sure. We're going to see the Wally. Does he go for the Meganium? If there is Meganium. No, he goes for that good old Frogadier, which is a very strong card in general. He is going to go for the Vine Whip, which is going to do 30. We have one more turn with Wingull. And we're going to get a Lightning Energy. So we're just going to drop that down to Chinchou. If I get an additional energy, we might be okay with Chinchou. I need a Lantern. Like I said, we're really hurting here. We're really pushing it. I am going to have to bring up the Brio to do some damage with Disarming Voice next. It will confuse my opponent. My opponent has actually opted to go right into the Greninja. And if he gets a Shadow Stitch... Well, we don't have abilities right now. We do have one being Treasure Hunt, but it's not going to do too much. The Wingull is going to go down here, which is unfortunate. We are going to bring up our Brion. And unless I get my Primarina, we're in trouble. We get a Psyduck. The Psyduck is going to come up. I can evolve it into Golduck next turn, but it's not going to do us any good. I have to go for that Disarming Voice. We're going to get 50 damage off, and we are going to be able to confuse my opponent. So if the coin toss is in our favor, we'll be able to survive this next turn. Otherwise, it's just going to be a big mess. It's just going to be a very big mess. My opponent can get a huge chunk of damage. He, in fact, just goes for the retreat and is probably going to go for that Moonlight Slash. If he returns that energy, he's actually going to almost one-shot my Brion. So he does go for the Moonlight Slash. It's going to do 80 damage, I want to say. Yes, it does. It's going to do 80 damage. We get the Primarina. But unfortunately, it's a little late. It is very, very late in this matchup. You know what? We might be able to survive. I can do 60. I'm going to go for Herdier here. And I'm going to go for the Potion, which is going to heal me 30. I'm going to be able to get 60 total damage healed back from this Primarina, thanks to its Sparkling Aria attack. We're not totally out of this. That heal was very clutch. And the most he can do is 80, which will put us at 100 damage flat. So our Primarina might actually be able to take out this Greninja. Not too threatened by your Potion. It doesn't take you out of the damage range. We do see the Water Energy. You can either go for a Shadow Stitching or a Moonlight Slash. Herdier definitely came in clutch there with the Potion. We do see a ton more Pokemon hit our opponent's side of the field. And we're going to get Moonlight Slash. It's going to return that Water Energy, which is very good play. And we're unfortunately going to be at a massive amount of damage. We're going to put that Water Energy onto Chinchou. If I can get that good old Lantern, we'll have a secondary attacker in the back. So we're going to go for Sparkling Aria, as it is going to heal us and take out this Greninja, which is very, very good for us. We are not losing any Water Energy. Our opponent isn't taking anything. We're going to get a Water Energy, of course, so we'll be able to start setting up our shelter. But we need evolutions. We haven't gotten any of the right trainer cards. That Corsola is going to come in. We cannot one-shot it, and it can go for Spike Cannons, which is going to do 30 each. It does get the good old Power Gem going here. And we can't one-shot this thing. So, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get taken down by a Corsola. Here comes the Power Gem. It's going to do 50. It's actually increased to 60 thanks to the Fighting Fury Belt, which I did forget. And we are in really bad shape. Now I can do 100, and all I need to do is 20 damage, which the Electro Ball can do. Am I going to be out of... No, I'm not out of range of being knocked out. The 10 damage put us in range. I've got 2 plays here. I can confuse, and if my opponent hits themselves, my Primarina can actually clean up. But if he misses on that, then I'm in trouble. If I do the 100 damage, I can go into Chin Chow, but I don't really have an answer after that. So I am going to go for the Sparkling Aria. As much as it's the worst of the, like, I'm not going to be able to save my Primarina here. There's just no option there. I can go into Chin Chow. I can take out the Corsola because it's only got a 40 boost, so it's got 20 HP left. So Chin Chow will be able to clean up that Corsola there. My opponent will be only at 2 prizes left, and he's got a Cloister in the back himself. Now he can retreat it, does not. He is going to take out my Primarina, which is the best play here. Getting rid of my strongest card. I have to go out to Chin Chow. I need a Lantern badly. I get a Herdier instead. I'm going to drop the good old water or lightning energy onto Shelter, and I am going to be able to go for the Electro Ball, which will pick up this knockout. My opponent isn't really in the best place to do damage back, but I don't have any real damage output right now. Like I said, at that turn, I want to know what you guys would have done. You could have gone for the Confusion, and it could have saved your Primarina. Or you could have done like I did and at least guaranteed a knockout. Now that this Corsola is gone, the Bayleaf is going to come back in, and it's just out of range of being knocked out from Chin Chow. Just out of range. It doesn't have any energy on it, so we're not too threatened by it. This would be the perfect time for Lantern to show up, though. Like I said, we're in a bad position. We're going to see a Great Ball come from my opponent. And it's going to be a Petalil. So my opponent will have a second Grass type on the bench. But if he wants to start setting anything up, the Bayleaf needs to do some stuff. Shauna is going to go off, which means he can return all those cards back into the deck, draw 5 fresh cards. I'm not getting too much in terms of anything else too. We've already used 2 of our supporters as well. It does just drop the energy down on the Cloister, which is a perfect play. I'm going to drop my Psychic Energy onto... I'm going to hold on to it, actually. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to go for the Electro Ball. So there's 30 more damage. The Bayleaf is going to go down next turn. Unless he drops an energy and paralyzes me, which can happen. It does happen. But I know he's trying to set up this Cloister for Surf, which can one-shot me. He can't retreat, which is good. I will give him 1 more prize. I need Lantern badly right now. I get a Timer Ball, which could be the best timing for this. And we're getting both Cloister and Lantern right now, guys. This is absolutely incredible. So we are in a good position here. Lantern's going to come out. We're going to be able to not die to this Surf on my opponent's side. We're going to get our own Cloister up. I can't use the Lightning Energy onto this guy, so I am going to drop it onto our Herdier in case we need extra damage. And I'm going to just simply go for that good old Aqua Spark, which is going to do 120 damage. We're in a good position now. Lantern might come through here. We got the Water Energy for Cloister, so we're not out of this. We have potential damage now through Cloister and Lantern. Very close match here. It shouldn't be this close. This deck is just showing that it's pushing as best it can. It's pushing as best it can. We can knock out the Cloister if he doesn't go for the Sudden Grip, I think it is. But he devolves, so he's not going to. That Cloister can only do a maximum of 70 damage. I can heal off some of that damage while taking out the Cloister. Does go for a Sudden Grip, but it's not going to paralyze me. It does not paralyze me. So I don't know why he did that. Would have been better to just go for... I'm not even going to waste my potion just yet. Because we can just go for the Aqua Spark, which is going to take out this Cloister. And we're tying this game up! We've got the Ultra Ball, which means I can get any Pokemon I want, which is fantastic. I might actually go for... That's actually the victory! Our opponent has no more energy left. Can't go for any attacks. I'm doing 120 damage. Lantern coming in clutch. I was not expecting that from that game. But you can definitely see between the between the 3 decks so far that this deck has a little bit more and still pulled through against a weakness deck no matter. And Lantern, again, coming in clutch, did exactly what it needed to do. But I want to see if this deck can actually pull through a good win. And obviously that's going to be in our match number 2. Can we actually do some real damage with Primarina? Or is Primarina literally going to be the one deck I say to in Sun and Moon? So hold on your horses. We'll be right back in a second. And here we go, guys, our second match. We're going up against a fellow water deck again. This one being Crushing Current, which has so much tactics to it, so we're going to see if we're going to be able to compete with it. It's got the massive Dugong that's a threat, so we got to be careful on that. Our opponent is going to decide who goes first here. We did not get the coin toss. And his name is Raw Roy. We do not actually have an opening Pokemon, so we are unfortunately going to have to mulligan. We do see the Nest Ball and the 2 Timer Balls this time, though, so that's not good, because that means they're going back in the deck, and we may not draw them. That Timer Ball came in clutch last game. I'm not even going to lie. These trainer cards are just that good, and we landed both coin tosses, which really put in the pressure, because the Cloyster was in the back ready to do damage. The question is, can we get something good in this match? We are going to get a Popplio start with a Corsola. So you know what? I might actually lead Corsola. I only need a 1 energy to retreat it anyway. And I can go for Call for Family because I am going to be going second. We have no additional Pokemon. There's our good old starting lineup. And Popplio will be able to... I have all the energy necessary for the current goals. So that is good to note. We've seen Eevee and a Doduo, so none of the Water-type Pokemon are currently in effect, but we do see the Dive Ball come in, and that means our opponent is going to be able to get whatever Water-type they want, and that's going to be the Vaporeon. It's going to make the Eevee, or it's going to make the Doduo Water-type. Well, no, it's not, because it's got to be a Stage 1. We're going to see another Dive Ball and a Water Energy hit the Eevee. So this is going to see what my opponent has a little bit in strategy form this one. Are you going to go for the Articuno, or are you going to go for the Lapras? Or, in my opinion, you should be going for the Seal, because the Seal is going to be clutch. Seal's going to be clutch. I would have doubled up, gotten the Diver, both of those. We're going to see a Gyarados, so our opponent has going for the Gyarados line in this one. We actually outpaced the Gyarados, I believe, even with our current strategy. We're going to see a Great Ball. Our opponent was loaded with balls! 2 Dive Balls, a Great Ball. He's got everything he wants. And we know he's got a Vaporeon, a Gyarados, and now a Dodrio. So the Dodrio can be a Water type thanks to that Vaporeon. And a Skyla going for another item card. Or trainer in general. It does not matter what it is. Our opponent played the Skyla perfectly here because now it's going to be able to go for the Pokemon Catcher. But I'm not worried about that. Because it does have a chance to fail. It is going to be our turn. We're going to get a Nest Ball here, which is also very, very good. And I'm going to get my... It doesn't matter, but I'm going to get the Lillipup. I'm going to just drop a Water Energy onto Corsola. It now has the ability to retreat, has the ability to do everything I need to do. I don't plan to play that Wingull. It's just going to waste up my bench space. I'm going to go for Call for Family. I'm going to get Chinchou, and I'm going to get a Shelder. And I'm going to take a quick look and see, is all the evolutions in here? We only have 1 Brionne, so we have to be careful for that. We have 2 Primarina. We have our Nest Ball and our Timer Balls and the Ultra Ball. We are missing a Howl. So that is good to note. But now that we can start setting things up, we just need to get a good card to get those evolutions going. We did get a bad start here. But we'll be able to start energizing all our Pokemon and going on it like that. So we're not in the worst shape. We're not in the worst shape at all. We're going to see that the Tails is going to go off. Our opponent does not evolve I'm not playing that Spearow. Those are Ultra Ball fodder as far as I'm concerned. We're going to go with the Water Energy drop onto the Popplio. And that is going to probably be it. I will call for family, get one more Pokemon out of here so I don't have to draw it. And that is going to be another Popplio. Get another Popplio. This is the Popplio deck, so it might as well be Popplio. So now our bench is full. Can't play these two. If I can get an Ultra Ball, I'll start evolving. We're going to see the third Water Energy drop, and it's going to go into the Vaporeon, which can Hydro Splash us. The Doduo, who is not a Dodrio yet, they did not evolve the Pokemon. Would have been a Water type at this point, but it's not. It's only got 90 HP though, so if we can get some massive evolution chains going here, we'll be able to survive a little bit. We are going to see the Pokemon Catcher here, and it is going to land on the head, so my Popplio is going to get affected here. He is going to be able to knock out my Popplio, and here comes the Dodrio. This is a fantastic play on my opponent's part. The Pokemon Catcher did come in clutch. Usually it doesn't, especially because, you know, I'm not good with coin tosses. But Popplio does go down, and I am in a bit of a pickle. I'm going to have to up my Corsola one more time and start setting up one of the cards in the back. And I'm grabbing useless cards right now. I'm going to reconsider leveling up my Popplio again. I need to use both of my Water Energies on it. That was the downside to this. We can go for a Call for Family. Again, it's going to just condense our deck so we don't draw other cards. That's all we're trying to do here, is to not draw these basic Pokemon. I need a trainer card. I need Timer Ball specifically. We've already drawn the Nest Ball, so we can't draw that. But I need a Timer Ball specifically. If I can get that, I can get Brion. I can get Primarina. And we're going to get a Kukui instead, which is fine. Potion's not going to matter. I'm going to lose my Corsola regardless. And I get a Nest Ball instead. So unfortunately, I will not be able to play it. And I can't do much of anything here. I would rather lose my Corsola right now than worry about my Popplios. My Popplio can come in to attack, but unfortunately I'm going to have to sacrifice some stuff. Again, we're in defensive mode right now. We can't get any massive damage off, and our opponent's just going to Hydro Splash and take out our Corsola. So I will have to sacrifice. I'm probably going to sacrifice my Chinchou at this point. One of them. Because Lillipup has some potential still. I'm actually going to drop a Lightning Energy onto Popplio. He is 100% set up. It's just a matter of getting those cards now. I can go for my Nest Ball. I can get one more Pokemon out of here. But look at this deck. Like, there's so many opportunities still, and I'm just not drawing into anything. We're going to actually go into the Corsola, because this way I can at least maintain a turn. Because my Chinchou is going to go down one shot here. So I need to stall out as best I can. We're going to see, what is that? That is the Lapras with Errand Running. So our opponent does have the Gyarados up now, and we're going to get Hydro Splashed again, which is going to take out our Chinchou. Like I said before, I'm going to put up my Corsola. Please give us a Timer Ball or something. We got the Timer Ball! Can we survive? Are we going to be able to live this? We get one coin toss. The better play is to get Lantern, not Primarina. So I do have the energy drops. I'm going to be having to take the 3 turns and set up this Lantern. That is going to be it. This Corsola is going to hold off a few turns, and it's going to be enough to get us into the Lantern fully. If I can get those evolutions for Popplio, I will. But at this moment in time, it's going to take a lot to get me into that Popplio line. We got another Timer Ball here. I might be lying here. But we actually failed on the Timer Ball. So Lantern is our only hope of coming back in this game. We are super effective against the Gyarados, which is brilliant. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be enough this time. We have to pass the turn. And we'll be able to one-shot Vaporeon, which is a huge deal. They can retreat if they want to, They're not going to. They are going to take out the Corsola. I will be able to take them out with the Lantern, though, because I did save the water energy for back. I am going to bring up the Lantern. We're not going to get skunked here, which is good. And we're going to take out this Vaporeon. 120 damage. Claiming our first prize of the game. Is it going to be worth it? It's going to be an energy retrieval, which is good. I can start setting up the shelter. But again, without the timer balls now, this is going to be a very hard matchup. I can get a Herdier and evolve as well. So that way I can get a timer ball back and potentially get some movement. We're going to see the Seeking come up. I can take this thing out, no problem. And it only can do 40 damage, which I can heal most of that off with our potion in the back. We're going to see an N! This is good and bad because my opponent is going to drop down to 2 cards, and I'm going to go up to 5. And we get an Ultra Ball. And he has to pass the turn. Oh man, this is actually just coming clutch here. I am going to opt to put a Water Energy down onto our shelter. And I'm going to Ultra Ball away my Potion and my Lightning Energy. And I'm going to get that Herdier. The reason for this is there's a potential to get 2 cards from the Timer Ball. Or I could get nothing. So I am going to get my Timer Ball back right now. Yes, I could have used it to get Primarina, but this could get both. We get 1, we only get 1. But we're going to get that Brion now. I'm going to evolve. I should have gone for the Cloyster. I'm starting to regret that now, but I am going to evolve into Primarina, or into Brion. We are just going to go for the Aqua Spark, and it is going to take out the Seeking. We are now 1 prize ahead. We're doing okay. We got a Lillipup, so if we can get the Herdier again, I can potentially get that Timer Ball or an Ultra Ball next time and just go for damage. Our opponent is going to continuously put up Pokemon. We can still one-shot Lapras. We are in a very good position right now. He's looking for Water Energy. Even Berserk is not going to take me out. The Berserk is not going to take me out. I have no way of grabbing Gyarados, so he might lead it next turn. Especially if he can get a second Water Energy, because he'll be able to take us out at that point. I do need to go for the Lillipup drop. I am going to drop the Water Energy down here. Lantern, you got to come through. We need to get Primarina or Cloyster. It's our only way of maintaining win here. We get a Water Energy, which is a bit of a pain. He is going to go into the Dodrio line. Unfortunately, it does not get free retreat. So we'll be able to claim another prize and tie this game up. He's going to go for a Max Revive, which is going to bring back the Lapras, which is not a good play because I should be able to claim victory at this point. I'd go for the Water Drop into the Shelter, and we're going to go for an Aqua Spark, which is going to take out Dodrio, which is great. Like I said, we're now tying this game up at 2-2. Lantern is the clutch card. Lantern is clutch. That's all I can say. Our opponent is in a very bad position. I knew he was going to draw the Lapras there. I don't know why he went for the Max Potion. We're not drawing the right cards, though. I can start setting up the Shelter. I didn't know I was going to grab it. We're going to be at an advantage here. 1 prize away from winning this game. And it is going to be a how, which could make or break this game. I need an answer to this Gyarados if my Lantern goes down right now. If he grabbed the Water Energy, I'm going to go down. He gets a Fisherman, which is the perfect card for him right now. Oh, man. This game just came right to the wire. Gyarados, are you going to be able to take us out? Aqua Tail, 1 heads, 2 heads, 3 heads. 3 heads is going to do enough damage to one-shot my Lantern. I have to make the right decision here, and that is going to be the Brion, I think. Now, I can retreat out if I get a Cloyster or something else. I'm actually going to get a Togedemaru. I'm going to get a Togedemaru. We get a Cloyster. Now, your max damage, as we saw, was a lot. You have 4 Water Energy attached to this thing. I cannot one-shot this thing. I can go for the disarming voice and you know what? That is probably the best play I can do. I have to confuse it because reduced damage isn't going to work. Hoping to get a paralysis isn't going to work. A guaranteed confusion is potentially going to work. Our opponent can coin toss, and if he lands the coin toss, he wins because he do 90 already. So that will not one-shot my Brion. And there's nothing I can do there. But if you don't land the coin toss, I will win this matchup. This is so close that I can taste it, and I can taste both victory and defeat. It comes down to, do you land the coin toss for confusion? Because if you don't land it! You do not land it! That is victory for us! We are going to take the game! Oh my god! That was so close! Lantern put in the work. We do not deserve the victory on this one. Brion did not come through. Well, okay, I lied. That confusion came through. We pulled through the win. But as a whole, I find this deck very junky in comparison to the other two. For example, for Decidueye, you have the Shiinotic to kind of shuffle through all your grass types. And most of them all had a good roll. In Incineroar, you had a couple junky Pokemon, yes, but it was easy to kind of set them up and put them aside to get Incineroar in. And you had a lot more stuff, and you had the big Malasada. With this one, you didn't have the big Malasada, which is a huge letdown. But you did have Lantern, who is the utmost star of this deck. It was not Primarina, it was Lantern 100% of the time. Primarina does not do enough damage, and yes, healing is cool. Healing can keep you out of a tight position. But as you can see, healing was not going to save me from that Gyarados. That Gyarados was going to one-shot me regardless of the situation. But with that though, that is my thing. I think this is the only one out of the three that I would probably not buy for fun, because every time I had a stressful match, it could have been just due to the card draws, of course, but like it was just my opinion on that. I think this is, if you're gonna have to miss one of the three, it is gonna be Primarina. But with that though, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are brand new here, make sure to subscribe because I'm producing TCG content all the time. So hope you guys are enjoying that. But with that though, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, time out.